Acts, chapter 26. And Agrippa said to Paul, "It is permitted to you to speak for yourself." Then Paul, having stretched forth the hand, was making a defense. "Concerning all things of which I am accused by Jews, King Agrippa, I have thought myself blessed, being about to make a defense before you today, especially knowing you to be acquainted with all things, both customs and questions among Jews. For this reason I implore you patiently to hear me. The manner of my life then indeed from youth, which from the beginning was among my nation in Jerusalem, all the Jews know, knowing me before from the first, if they may be willing to testify, that after the most exact sect of our worship I lived as a Pharisee. And now, for the hope of the promise made to the fathers by God, I have stood judged, to which our 12 tribes, intently serving, night and day, hope to come, concerning which hope I am accused, King Agrippa, by the Jews. Why is it judged incredible with you, if God raises the dead? I indeed, therefore, thought with myself that it was necessary for me to do many things against the name of Jesus of Nazareth, which I also did in Jerusalem, and I shut up many of the holy ones in prison, having received the authority from the chief priests. They also being put to death, I gave my vote against them, and in every synagogue, often punishing them, I was constraining them to speak evil. Being also exceedingly mad against them, I was also persecuting them, even to strange cities. In which things also going on to Damascus, with authority and commission from the chief priests, at midday I saw in the way, O king, out of heaven, above the brightness of the sun, shining around me a light, and those going on with me. And we all, having fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking to me and saying in the Hebrew dialect, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? It is hard for you to kick against the goads. And I said, Who are you, Lord? And he said, I am Jesus whom you persecute. But rise, and stand on your feet, for this I appeared to you, to appoint you an officer and a witness, both of the things you saw, and of the things in which I will appear to you, delivering you from the people and the nations, to whom I now send you, to open their eyes, to turn them from darkness to light, and from the authority of Satan to God, for their receiving forgiveness of sins, and a lot among those having been sanctified by faith that is toward me. After which, King Agrippa, I was not disobedient to the heavenly vision, but to those in Damascus first, and to those in Jerusalem, also to all the region of Judea, and to the nations, I was preaching to convert and to turn back to God, doing works worthy of conversion. Because of these things, the Jews, having caught me in the temple, were endeavoring to kill me. Having obtained, therefore, help from God until this day, I have stood witnessing, both to small and to great, saying nothing besides the things that both the prophets and Moses spoke of as about to come, that the Christ is to suffer, whether first by a resurrection from the dead, he is about to proclaim light to the people and to the nations. And he, thus making a defense, Festus said with a loud voice, You are mad, Paul. Much learning turns you mad. And he says, I am not mad, most noble Festus, but of truth and soberness I speak forth the sayings. For the king knows concerning these things, before whom I also speak boldly. For none of these things, I am persuaded, are hidden from him. For this thing has not been done in a corner. Do you believe, King Agrippa, the prophets? I have known that you believe. And Agrippa said to Paul, In so little you persuade me to become a Christian? And Paul said, I would have wished to God, both in a little and in much, not only you, but also all those hearing me today, to become such as I also am, except these bonds. And he, having spoken these things, the king rose up, and the governor, Bernice also, and those sitting with them. And having withdrawn, they were speaking to one another, saying, This man does nothing worthy of death or of bonds. And Agrippa said to Festus, This man might have been released if he had not appealed to Caesar.